I'm giving up. You ever felt like this before? To be honest, there's many times in my life where I felt like giving up, getting rejected by Metal Blade Records, failing to make it in the Los Angeles music scene, getting nerve damage and being forced to quit playing guitar. That one was really bad. In this video, I want to address what may be the most powerful incentive to give up on our dreams, though. The opinions of others. Hate from friends, family, and even strangers can alter the course of our lives. I was talking with one of my patrons named Cisco, and he said, hey man, do a video on dream killers. People who are negative towards you achieving your goals and accomplishing your dreams. Honestly, guitar is one of the most therapeutic and healing things for me. Whenever I play it, I just feel better. So don't give up on fingering the G string. Sign up to my free guitar newsletter below. You get free stuff. Did I mention it's free? Tabs, tips, and tricks delivered straight to your inbox. What are those sounds in your mind that you're hearing? Well, music theory can help figure that out. Score my music theory course below to work on your songwriting, scales, chords, keys. This is the science of sound. That's what theory is. It's not like a code telling you don't do that or don't do this. This is okay here. It's a shortcut to getting what you want. Maybe one day you feel like happy and sad at the same time. Guess what? There's a scale for that. Any emotion you feel under the sun can be expressed with sound. Life is hard, right? Has anybody figured this out yet? I mean, just look at this meme. Option 1, buy a new guitar. Or option 2, practice and work on getting better. Oftentimes we choose the buy a new guitar option, right? Or at least the path that has less work involved. This is why people take pills to lose weight instead of go to the gym. If you're one of the few people who has momentum towards a positive goal, you're going to experience pushback. Others are trying to drag you down to their level. I mean, I wish I would have learned this earlier. People are really just projecting their own insecurities when they're saying you're not good enough. This meme is interesting. People telling me I'm not good enough. Mom clapping from the kitchen when I'm practicing my scales. Mom is standing in between you and the world and protecting you from all the hate. Early on in life, that's exactly what you need. You need protection. But then there comes a time when you must face the world. Manowar has a song called Fighting the World, and that's what I feel like I'm doing every day. It's hard to believe in yourself when everyone is losing their shit. It reminds me of this Rudyard Kipling poem that basically says, if you can keep your sanity when everyone around you is going insane, then you will be a man, my son. Developing rock-solid self-esteem that's not reliant or dependent on external forces in the world is muy importante. The piece I want to play, the skills required to play it. You're just at the tip of the iceberg. Me playing it anyway. You're going down in the Titanic. But at least you're trying, bro. I feel like my YouTube videos are like this a lot. I'm just trying different stuff, and I'm going down like the Titanic, but at least I'm putting in the effort. I got a lot of pushback when my parents forced me to go to youth group. It was the church youth group, and I really didn't want to go because I thought those people were weird. They all listened to what we call CCM, or Christian contemporary music, and I was into bands like Fear Factory and Korn. I remember this one night in particular, everyone was saying, hey, Scott, you listen to death metal. That's not acceptable. You need to smash your secular CDs. Felt like this meme right here. When you're the only metalhead in a group of people, I'm the devil, I love metal. It's hard. It's really hard being the odd man out in a group. So I gave in to the pressure a little bit. This is one of the most embarrassing moments of my life, and I'm going to share it with you. I actually smashed October Rust by Type O Negative, and then I smashed Evil Empire by Rage Against the Machine before coming to my senses. It suddenly hit me. I was like, what are you doing, Shred? I wasn't called Shred back then. Scott. I was like, what are you doing, Scott? You're abandoning your core principles. Your true North Star is lost. So I instantly got on Amazon and repurchased Evil Empire and the Type O Negative October Rust album. I mean, don't get it twisted. I wouldn't say the G sus chord is my favorite, but it does sound pretty nice. The most holy guitar chord, G sus. What it was for me is that the Christian music lacked true authenticity. It didn't feel genuine. There was no mention of any negative aspects to life. And I was like, well, that doesn't resonate with my experience. What Jonathan Davis was saying in Korn or lyrics in Fear Factory seemed to be more relevant to my life. It acknowledged suffering. And as I like to say, suffering is the coin of the realm, taken from Hellraiser and Pinhead. Metal gives me a sense of power, and that's a healthy thing, right? You don't want to feel completely powerless in life. This meme says, what gives people feelings of power? Money, status, listening to metal with the car windows down so everyone can hear it. Youth group was like me listening to black metal versus everyone else listening to black metal. They're freaking out. What? Maybe you've had a similar experience in your life. You got to hit them with the Eddie Munson from Stranger Things. This is music. You have to understand that people are going to try to derail your course in life. If you're open to any and every input source that tries to penetrate you, you'll never get anywhere. I've been discouraged from playing guitar a multitude of times. I remember when I was going to school, I had a neighbor below me in the apartment complex. And one day she comes up and knocks on my door because she heard me practicing. I was working on classical guitar, and she gave me a book. And the book was How to Play Guitar for Beginners. Now, I'm not saying I'm the best guitarist in the world, but that was a blow to my ego. The amount of hate comments that I get on a daily basis. Learn how to play guitar, you amateur, says the Pixel guy. Thanks, bro. Can you even play a song? Sounds terrible. And you sound like you're stoned all the time. How dare you, Sean Lennon, 275. Scott Branch commented, how do I block this guy from my feed? Paul Murrow says, that beard is a joke. Now we're getting into the personal attacks. I can't possibly emphasize the importance of developing thick skin enough. Being sensitive is a good thing, but you have to understand that not everyone has your best interest in mind. So unless you're dealing with someone that is very relevant to your survival and they're on the same path with you, you need to discredit negative opinions. Sam says, sounds really bad. Classic constructive feedback. I've had plenty of people tell me after playing a show that I sucked. I remember doing this gothic metal show one time in Hollywood, and this girl came up to me and was like, that was awful. At least I'm up on stage playing, bitch. Such a tremendous fear of failure in our world, and there's a barrier of perfection. We don't want to start because if we're not already perfect, what's the point, right? Why make that first Instagram post if it's not the best post on Instagram? Life is a process, right? It's not an event that happens instantaneously. Get support for reaching your highest potential at my Patreon page below. You get all my tabs and courses there. Discord access, which is the best part, because this is a community where we are engaged in accountability and making each other better on a daily basis, chatting about just general life stuff as well. It helps to have support, man. This world is not an easy place to succeed. Positivity and good vibes, that's healthy. And so is WAP juice. Cheers to 69 ounces.